exciting.
It seems like you guys have had a pretty active last couple years, right? From your comments at the show, and from what I know about how DDC has evolved over the last 2 years, I'd like to capture some of that, because I do think it seems like there's a lot of partnership bent to it, right?
Yes, I unfortunately can't give you the name of the national company.
Fair enough, no problem.
Because then I'd be forced to kill you.
We don't want that.
I'm not supposed to use them contractually. I'm not supposed to use them in reference materials. But we are an exclusive. We have an exclusive with a. They're over $20 billion company, and we are going to be. They're going to be exclusively offering our services to their clients, and I'll tell you how the whole partnership thing evolved and what my plan was in it.
Yeah, I would love that. Beyond just the explanation of that partnership, I might only have one or two specific questions for you. I basically wanted to just get the details of what you had alluded to, on the call and so forth. I think that'd be great. If you want to just take the mic and go for it.
All right. So I've been working processing their own internal bills for them. And now we are going to help them contractually to sell our services in outsourcing and transactional document printing, mailing, emailing, archive, with our new secure encryption program. I think I've talked to you previously about that.
Yep, I am familiar with that. Okay.
That gives 100% data encryption. For example, if our data's never been breached, but if our data was breached, the data would just shred, disappear. So in other words, no one can actually get access to that document that's not authorized to see it. And if someone actually breached our system and accessed the document, it would just shred and disappear. Plus, when we send out an electronic email, the person has to have a password to reach it. If they can't, the document just shreds and disappears. So we're offering these services and disaster recovery, meaning the person who's doing it internally and has not yet outsourced will back them up. It's taking the market by storm. I'm now quoting over 4 deals a week, and our projections are millions of dollars in revenue annually through this service. Now, the way we are about doing this is working with management. We presented the concept of offering our services to their clients and prospects. And we presented the case of how they could make a profit. This is all of our other distributors do the same way. The same concept of, add on to our profit, and we will assist you in selling our services to your customer. Let me stop there for a moment and do a little aside.
Okay.
We've been with PSDA for, 15, 20,
sure.
18 years, something like that. Long history. We have never succeeded when someone says, "Can I have a price for this?" No, there's a price in it, and we'll solve for you.
Mm-hmm.
Or if someone says, Dale, we'll control the process. You just do the work. We'll send you the files and everything else.
Right.
We've never won a deal, or if we got something, it never stayed more than a year because it was bought at prices, lost at price, and we failed. The only successes we've ever had through our industry is this whole concept of strategic partnership, where we are selling together. So we know as a trade manufacturer we serve two masters, our distributor and the end client. And that's the way we go to market, to assist both to have the best that they can have. So back to the application. So what we did is, after meeting with corporate and discussing the type of business we'd go to, which is the same as all the other distributors are going to. Corporations, financial, medical, insurance, government, utilities, the traditional markets and avenues, all the distributors go after. We discussed the different services we're going to offer: outsourcing, transactional distribution, billing, online payment, disaster recovery, which is a new concept, and encryption. And we then created a two-step marketing program, which was one internal PowerPoint and marketing pieces with sales guides for the sales reps to know how to sell this and what they're going to sell, and then customer-facing marketing materials with PowerPoints for the particular different applications and the marketing materials to support that. So we effectively have a two-pronged sales approach. One is internal to the distributors, the sales reps, to sell those services and assist in training them so that they know the questions to ask to find the opportunities. And then the second sales level is selling directly to the application, to the end client of those services.
That would seem to me a very important part of this. Was that a plan from the get-go, or something that sort of just came up organically, the idea to support them?
Plan from the get-go, and here's why. We present our services not as services, but what are the benefits to them? So rather than say we've got a great printed piece of material, we talk about cash flow, profit improvement, making easier to do business with the end customer. What are the actual financial and organizational benefits to the customer for using our services? So the devil, however, is in the details, and the complexity of data, of computer processing, of printing, of mailing, of archiving, electronic distribution, online payment is overwhelming. Can be overwhelming, and it could take a sales rep that's not familiar with this a long time to learn it. So we don't have enough time to just train a salesperson to do this before they have to go out. We have to be able to give the sales reps enough information so that they know the questions they ask or to seek out the opportunities, and then we will assist in the sales process and deal with the details.
Gotcha.
Immediately from the very beginning, took a two-pronged approach to create an internal sales step and an external sales step, so that the internal reps would be able to learn the process or feel comfortable to be able to present the concept, which is really the most important thing, to their prospects, and have enough information to be dangerous, and then bring us in to assist in the entire selling process. And that includes what questions they ask, the entire proposal, the markups, everything. So we are involved and engaged in every step of the selling process with our distributors as we're talking with our customers.
Having that resource for distributors is, I know, so important. I've talked to some distributors for the story, and they wish there were more companies like you, that provided education and sales tips and a little bit of training to be the empowerment behind a solution. I realize for you it's a little we're not talking about 1,000 brochures. We're talking about some technology here, an e-bill payment and data recovery and some stuff that's not, you can't touch it with your hands. It's not like just ordering 1,000 pens. I imagine because of that, your distributors look to you even maybe more so for help, for boosts, for education, for clarity, for some joint stuff. Is that a fair judgment?
Yeah, because what we're selling is an intangible. So
that's right.
We're selling insurance. We're selling process improvement. So we're selling an intangible. We make that happen through the printed piece, through a document of some format, of some delivery method. But what we're really selling is the intangible portion of that. And everything that we do, the four-color, the data, the package, the envelope, all that are components of what we're selling itself.
Right.
So people can get mirrored in the details. And we used to years and years and years ago spend time trying to train the sales rep, create all this different marketing stuff for the materials. It was a waste. I can't tell you how many times I go to a distributor's office and there's literature in a corner in a box, never even opened.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, that must be frustrating. You mentioned some exclusivity, right, Dale? With one particular partnership. Is that true? Like only one distributor has the sort of the partnership with you on something? Is that right?
No.
I'm sorry.
In other words, they are exclusively using us as their vendor of choice.
I see.
In other words, I don't have to compete with any other.
I gotcha. Okay. Is there anything, I'm wondering, like when there's that level of trust and openness and partnership, is there a lot of sort of stuff in the backgrounds, a lot of like legalese and paperwork and a lot of that kind of thing, or is it more like a handshake and a nod?
Well, it started out with a handshake and nod until the legal department got it.
Yeah. Is there anything other distributors should know about when it comes to that kind of level of partnership, or do you think that's too granular?
But it was exactly what you just said. It was we were actually approved and vetted by the vice president of the company. Well, that was 2 years ago. We are literally just going to market now. So they wanted to take all that time to prepare things. There's some legal protections that they put in. Things like insurance and so forth of that, which is really critical. So another one thing, and we've said it before in all the meetings, is trust. The trust factor of the relationship is so critical, and because everything else is weighed upon that trust, and that's the most important thing. So the fact that we got buy-in from upper management first is absolutely the most critical thing. The legalese is all perfunctory and necessary. And it also required us to sharpen our processes, because we had to make sure some of these clients are government entities, for example. We have to have absolutely the latest total security you could possibly imagine for some of these prospect clients to be able to deal with them.
Right.
So that was important to go through that process. And I can also tell you that I got a lot of help from some of our partners. First person that comes to mind is Jim O'Brien from Gulf Partners. He was really instrumental in helping me be able to do an internal audit of our company to make sure that we had the security and infrastructure to be able to meet these stringent requirements of some corporations.
Gotcha.
And government, I'd say.
Yeah.
So and some of the other, and not just in distributors. Bill Jordan comes to mind. Jim O'Brien comes to mind. Bob Orr. The people that have helped me tremendously in preparing for this.
Well,
this is the same thing we're offering all the other distributors. The only difference here is that we have a very structured sales process whereby we're training the regional sales reps and then having meetings with sales managers, let's say, and then having meetings with their sales reps so that they can go out and find these opportunities. And then we start the selling process to work with them and through them to do this.
That makes sense. Well, I have one more question on this go round, but I might follow up a little bit later, more for the perf report. I appreciate the time, Dale, very much. I always enjoyed talking to you. You have truly built a technology company. More than this typical label of manufacturer, supplier, whatever. You are definitely a technology firm, and you have all this stuff: e-bills, e-archives, e-payment, along with the printing and marketing. I'm wondering, is there any specific part of your business that you're sort of most excited about in 2016 and 2017? What aspect of your company now sort of is most exciting to you personally?
I will have to tell you the most exciting thing to me is handling a client's data.
Okay.
And that is the most exciting thing because everything else comes from that. So a company is trusting us with the lifeblood of their company, their cash.
Mm-hmm.
And we're from its data. So, every single deal that we close, it's almost always approved by the CEO or the CFO of that company, whatever the size is, whether you're talking to the credit department, the finance department, the processing department, the IT department, depending on whatever department that you're talking with, regardless of who says they make the final decision, 9 times out of 10, it's always the CEO or CFO, because it's their company. It's their cash flow. It's the lifeblood of their company, and they have to trust that to you, meaning the distributor and their plant. And we are the distributor's plant. That's why I always tell, every distributor, just, refer to us as your plant. And that's, you represent us, and that's how we talk to the end customer.
Gotcha.
So the distributor feels comfortable knowing that we'll be talking with them to do that. Going back for a second to this other application,
mm-hmm.
I'm actually preparing the proposals for them. They've told me the markup they want.
Wow.
And I actually put that markup into the proposal so that the rep gets it with the corporate markup already in the proposal to submit to the customer.
Gotcha. So you're literally answering questions on this thing.
So that's really called trust.
It sure is.
And I can submit a proposal on behalf of that company that already includes their markup in there.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, I knew that when I was heading down this partnership path, I would have great anecdotes and nuggets to dig up, and yours is one of the shiniest ones. So I appreciate very much you sharing that with me.